Hey guys, flying from Afterlands, and today I'm really excited to tell you that I'm going to be going to Antarctica in just a few days. So I've been wanting to go there since I was a kid, so this is pretty big for me. Thanks to my friend Matt, I'm going to go there to document the whole journey for Aurora Expeditions, which is the company that we are going with. We're going to be there for 21 days, so we're going to go to the Antarctic Peninsula, but also South Georgia and the Falklands. So in this video, what I wanted to do is kind of go over the gear that I'm going to take with me, which item and why. So obviously I'm going to talk about cameras and lenses, but also I want to talk about clothes and travel essentials. So hopefully you enjoy this video. I know it's a bit different, and be sure to subscribe because I think I'll have quite a few videos when I come back from this trip. So yeah, let's jump into it. Before I start, all the gear will be listed in the description. Camera related items. So the BMPCC 6K, as you can imagine, will be my main camera. I love the image, the dynamic range, the form factor, so I'm definitely taking it. I'm now using the small rig full cage along with the top handle. I love the handle as it is comfy and also is NATO, so it allows me to put it or remove it very quickly. For media, I'll use the CFast Wise cards. I have two 1TB and one 500GB. For batteries, I am of course going to take a few of the small Canon ones, I think I have around 6, which I can use on all my cameras, which is awesome. Since this is more of a documentary trip than travel, I'm also going to bring the Core SWX Powerbase Edge battery. I really like this as it just fits under the camera and tells you exactly how long you have left. I usually get around 3 hours. Next is a small HD focus monitor. I like this monitor because it is super light, lasts hours on a medium-sized battery, and is bright enough for most conditions. And I love the arm that swivels, saves me so much time. The EOS R. The EOS R will be the B cam for video when the weather gets a bit crazy, and the backup for photos as well when I cannot take my main stills camera for some reason. There's a few reasons why I'm taking it. First, I can share the same lenses as the BMPCC 6K, it's weather sealed, super light, has crazy good autofocus, and has really nice image too. I actually intend to document the whole trip on a personal level too, more like a visual diary, so I will actually use the EOS R for that. The three main lenses that I'm going to take are all Canon L series. A few reasons for that. They're all weather sealed, which for a place like Antarctica is quite important. They also all have IS. I'll be shooting a lot handheld and following people quite a bit, so this will help. They're all f4, but for documentary video I find it more than enough. The first and main one is a 16-35 f4 IS. I love this lens, and it is the one that I use most of the time on a pocket. It's light, small, and with internal zooming, which means the body does not extend while zooming. Next is a 70-200 f4. I really love this lens, and even though I don't use it as much as the others, I love the image. It's light, has amazing quality, and the range is super useful, especially while on a boat or for wildlife. I am also bringing my 24-105, which will be my main photo lens and also serve as backup for video. I love the lens, but since it doesn't have internal zooming, it can be a bit annoying for video, with matte boxes for example. I am also thinking of bringing my Sigma 18-35 1.8, mainly for interior shots on a boat. The 5D4. The 5D4 will be my photo-only camera, and the one I use when I have a bit of time to take some stills. It's really sturdy and amazing, and probably is my favorite stills camera. Something that I didn't own a few weeks ago and that will be useful in this trip is the Osmo Action. This will be on me during excursions and activities just as a backup, or to make sure that I capture as much as I can. It is also super sturdy and waterproof. Obviously it won't match the other two in terms of quality, but in certain situations it's actually better than no camera. So next are the Tilta Minis. Both the matte box and the follow focus. I really love those two products and it will come in handy on this job. The matte box is so light and it can take cinema filters, plus it can also protect the front of the lens. And the follow focus is so small that it will probably be attached to the cage most of the time. Make sure to check out my review of those two products if you want to know more. Then we have the mics. So on this trip I'll be taking two mics. The first one is my trusted Sennheiser MKE 600, which is the one I'll be using mostly on the ship, whether it is indoors or outdoors if the weather is nice. I've been using this mic for a few years and I really love it. The second mic is the new Rode Video Mic NTG. I decided to get this one for this trip as it will be the one that I use on Zodiacs or during activities. It is smaller and lighter than Sennheiser and still has amazing quality. I love the safe channel and the -20 dB settings, which is always helpful when the environment around you keeps changing. If the weather goes crazy as it might, this will be the mic that I'll use for sure. So to use with the matte box, I'm taking the Nisi cinema filters. These are high quality IR&D glass. I have the 0.9 and 1.8 ND, as well as a Miss Black 1.8. I will of course take also my small circular ND filters. In addition to my main tripod, I will also bring a Joby GorillaPod 3K Pro, so I can have a super light option when I'm out hiking, or to use with the Osmo Action, or to vlog a little if I feel like it too. I will also bring my Weeble S, which is a great gimbal for travel as it is small and light and can carry both the Pocket and the EOS R. Feel free to check out my review on this too. One item that I find really helpful in my kit is the Peak Design Tech Pouch, which I use to carry accessories such as cables, chargers, SSDs. I also have the Wash Pouch version for toiletries. Other random items include chargers, card readers, earphones, rocket blower, etc. When it comes to traveling or documentary work, it can be tricky to carry lights, especially when you travel solo, as they're usually bulky and fragile. Here are the two lights that make up my travel kit. The first one is the Aputure Amaran 672, which is powerful enough for interviews and comes with its own bag. The second is the Amaran, also Aputure 198, that is smaller but still quite powerful for the size and can be used with both NPF batteries or regular AA's. I use two of these Westcott travel light stand, quite small and with a decent payload. I use them for lights, but I can also use them for boom mics. To carry all my media, I use this small in-case wallet, and I really like it since I can use it for SD, microSD, CF and CFast. Of course I need to carry all that gear, and my favorite backpack is a Wander Provoke 31 liter. I've made an in-depth review for the 21 liter, which is essentially the same but smaller, so feel free to check it out. The bag is really comfy, has plenty of room for camera gear, and is also waterproof, which is essential for me. I've been using it for a year and a half now and I can't find anything better. When it comes to laptop, I have my 2009 15-inch MacBook Pro, powerful enough to edit or review photos and videos on the go. Backing up is also a very important part of the job, so for this I will take 3 Samsung T5 SSDs, 1 superfast X5 SSD to transfer and store files, and a couple of regular big capacity hard drives for double backup. One of my favorite travel item is this power cube. It might not seem like much, but when you need to charge batteries or phones or cameras, it can get a bit messy. So this helps me to keep my charging hub small and easy to use. I can charge 3 batteries, my computer, my phone and a small light all at once. So very useful. Clothes. Obviously when it comes to a place like Antarctica, it can be a bit tricky and you need to take the weather into consideration as well as the activities you'll be doing. So here are the main items that I will be bringing with me. In terms of jacket, I will bring my Kathmandu Gore-Tex BLE jacket. I have 2 of them and really love them. Waterproof, comfy, and really work well as a protective shell. Then I will also bring my Kathmandu puffer for warmth and layering, a few merino base layers, both long and short sleeve versions to keep cool or warm when needed, my hiking pants which are all water repellent, a pair of shorts. I actually like to hike in short when possible, even in super cold temperature, a fleece vest which is always handy for layering, and of course beanie and gloves. Kathmandu are also really kind to send me a few more merino base layers, socks and Gore-Tex pants for this trip, so I'm really grateful for this. I've been using this stuff for years and I really like what they do when it comes to the environment or just for the products. You might be thinking, is this really warm enough for Antarctica? The reason I don't need a super big jacket is that the expedition company is actually supplying one for each guest. For hiking shoes, I will bring my main one, which has Kappa, full waterproof Gore-Tex built for trekking and backpacking. I will also bring my lighter Merrell, which are the one that I use most of the time, Gore-Tex as well. And for the actual trip, plane or transit, as well as around Ushuaia and sometimes on a boat, I'll have my Asics Gore-Tex sneakers. For socks, I will bring a mix of long and short merino hiking socks. Merino is always good because it can help regulate the temperature and you can actually wear them a few days without having to wash them. Obviously when it comes to clothing, I'll bring also a couple of regular items such as t-shirts, hoodies, a pair of jeans maybe, and so on. I just wanted to focus on the technical clothing due to the location. So now for this trip, here are 2 things that I wish I didn't have to bring with me for seasickness. That's about it guys. Obviously there's a lot more things that I'm taking, as I'm be taking around 3 full bags, but I hope you've enjoyed this video and make sure to stay tuned as I will have a lot of content when I come back. Let me know if you have any questions. As I mentioned before, all the gear will be linked in the description. I also wanted to thank you guys for the 10,000 followers that we reached last week. Means a lot to me, so thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.